Continuing to episode 10, before Sunraku, there was another party that arrived at the Primastic Forest Cave. The party consisted of one man and two girls. At that time, the man wanted to challenge the boss area here directly. However, one of the girls felt it was too hasty. The man insisted, feeling confident because he had managed to survive so far. As they continued walking, unknowingly they had entered the boss area in a cave. The man stepped on a spider web that trapped his foot. Then, they realized there was something above resembling a clown face. Shortly after that, Sunraku also approached the cave where the boss area was located. Sunraku wanted to enter, but there was a warning that other players couldn't enter yet because there was another player/party currently in battle. Suddenly, Sunraku and Inmol were startled by a man falling from above. It seemed the man fell while fighting the boss. Worse, a large rock suddenly fell, killing a man instantly. With the player's death, Sunraku could finally enter the boss area. Seeing the fallen player and a rock incident provided enough information for Sunraku. Upon entering, Sunraku saw two girls' player characters dead, entangled in spider webs. Nevertheless, Sunraku remained confident. He even asked Emil to stay still and not help. Sunraku intended to fight the clown spider alone without getting hurt or dying. With that, Sunraku immediately climbed to approach the clown spider. After leveling up in Rabatuza, Sunraku acquired several new skills, including Rush Slash, Quick Spin, Loop Slash level 5, Excel level 6, and One Boat Leap. For the current situation, Sunraku used the One Boat Leap, allowing him to avoid the falling rocks. As Sunraku got closer to the top, Emil worried because there were more spider webs. However, Sunraku was familiar with bosses like this. He stepped on the threads without getting stuck. Emil was very confused. It turned out the threads leading to the center were not sticky. Although a bit challenging as a foothold, those threads were no different from tree branches. To aid his movement, Sunraku used Excel level 6. Finally, he reached where the clown spider was. Now the boss couldn't use tricks like dropping rocks anymore. After that, Sunraku used Loop Slash to target the spider's right leg, coupled with a Rush Slash to its abdomen. The attacks caused the clown spider to collapse and fall into the lower part of the cave. From this height, it seemed the clown spider would receive a considerable amount of damage. While still falling, the clown spider tried to defend itself by throwing webs at the wall. However, Sunraku promptly thwarted its action using throwing knives. The webs did not stick, and the clown spider ended up falling. Even though it has fallen, it seems the damage is still not enough to kill it. Luckily, Sunraku noticed the rocks previously used by the clown spider. He planned to use those rocks against the clown spider itself. One by one, Sunraku cut the webs holding those rocks. Due to the clown spider's large body, it became an easy target for the rocks. Emil was truly impressed by the method Sunraku used. If it continued like this, he could really win without getting hurt. The clown spider was already quite injured, but not yet dead. Sunraku felt that such a cunning way was fun, but he still wanted to defeat the boss area directly. Finally, Sunraku descended as well. While avoiding the clown spider's attacks, Sunraku also unleashed a Loop Slash. He felt that if he couldn't fight the boss area like this directly, he would never be able to reach Lycan. The recent Loop Slash attack had a critical effect and finally killed the clown spider. Sunraku could prove his words to kill the clown spider without getting hurt or dying. Right after defeating the clown spider, Sunraku received a message from Arthur about her earlier invitation. Not only him, but we also saw Katsuo, who had started playing SLF. Coincidentally, Katsuo had just finished battling the Mud Digger. He tried playing SLF because Sunraku played it, but Katsuo felt that his boss wasn't as difficult as people said. By the way, although Katsuo is a man, he uses a female character in SLF. Meanwhile, as usual, Rita came to the Rock Roll game store. She also met Mana and informed her about the progress of her relationship with SLS Rakuro. Not only that, Ri also explained how to play SLF to Mana with enthusiasm. She admired Rakuro, who could travel with a Vorpal bunny that supposedly couldn't be tamed. Then, when someone entered the store, Ri instinctively turned and hoped it was Rakuro. Mana understood his habit, but she informed him that Rakuro hadn't visited in a few days. his behavior is indeed unpredictable. Mana is quite confident that Rakuro will be the first to successfully defeat the unique monster. After leaving Rockroll, Rie continued her journey. In front of a convenience store, Rie didn't expect to see Rakuro inside. She reflexively hid while peeking. Inside the convenience store, Rakuro was reading a magazine with an interview article about Katsuo. By the way, Katsuo is indeed a pro gamer, so it's understandable to be featured in an article. In the magazine, there was also a notice about a major update for SLF in the summer. This significant update had been discussed by Rakuro and Arthur before. Prior to this, Sunraku, Katsuo, and Pencil Warrior had already met in the Game Unite rounds. When they gathered, the three of them reminisced about the times when Sunraku and Katsuo attacked the Pencil Warrior's castle. They casually infiltrated the castle, which housed 80 players. It seemed like it was Sunraku's idea. In the end, Pencil Warrior blew up his own castle along with all his followers. Pencil Warrior got even more upset hearing about it. He then shifted the conversation to the main topic. Without beating around the bush, he invited Sunraku and Katsuo to fight the unique monster, Weatherman the Tomb Guardian. Sunraku asked if there was a chance of winning with just the three of them. Moreover, Sunraku and Katsuo knew nothing about Weatherman. Pencil Warrior answered that the monster couldn't be defeated with numbers alone. He mentioned that Ashura Kite had fought it with their 15 best members, but they were completely wiped out. Pencil Warrior would provide more detailed information if the two of them agreed to join. Additionally, he mentioned they only had one chance on a night of the new moon after the major summer update in 2 weeks. Sunraku was confused about why it had to be after the update, and he didn't understand why Pencil Warrior invited players who were new to the game. Pencil Warrior seemed to understand what Sunraku was thinking. He stated that a player's level wasn't that influential. What mattered most was skill in playing the game. That's why he needed the help of a pro gamer like Katsuo and a trash gamer like Sunraku. After hearing all that, Sunraku felt that Pencil Warrior was still hiding something. If he wanted the two of them to join, he was asked to spill everything. As a result of the discussion, Rakuro decided to go to the convenience store. He wanted to stock up on snacks and energy drinks because he would be playing SLF for a long time. When leaving the convenience store, Rakuro was suddenly approached by a girl. The girl was Rie, but Rakuro panicked because he forgot her name. He only remembered that the girl was his classmate last year. Rakuro tried to recall her full name, but he only remembered that the girl's name had Ga in it. After a few seconds, Rakuro finally remembered her last name was Sega. Fortunately, he was correct. Rie tried to make small talk by saying their meeting was a coincidence. After that, Rie mentioned that she would be practicing judo. However, she felt that the conversation wouldn't interest Rakuro. Then Rie mentioned that she had been to the Rockroll game store. The manager there informed her that Rakuro was playing Shangri-La Frontier. Rie then said that she also played SLF. Rakuro was quite impressed that SLF could get a girl like her to play. With a bit of shyness, Rie tried to invite him to play together. However, the moment was disrupted by a message on Rakuro's phone. The message was from Arthur instructing him to log in to SLF immediately. Therefore, Rakuro quickly said goodbye to Rie because he had some business. Although unsuccessful in inviting him, Rie was very happy to have a long chat with Rakuro. Back at home, Rakuro suddenly thought about why he didn't ask for Rie's nickname in SLF earlier. Putting that aside, he immediately logged back into SLF. Just as he logged in, he was suddenly greeted by Emil's face very close to his. As usual, Emil asked what they would do today. After the conversation with Sunraku, Arthur, and Katsuo, Rakuro wanted to tell Emil a few things. Firstly, Sunraku informed him that he would be facing a boss named Weatherman, the Tomb Guardian. Therefore, he wanted to temporarily disband the party with Emil. When hearing the name Weatherman, for some reason, Emil looked very panicked. After that, Emil hurriedly opened the portal to Rabatuza and went there alone. He said he wanted to report this to his father, Bisiesh. During the previous conversation with Pencil Warrior, Sunraku had just learned the shocking fact. At that time, Sunraku was confused about joining Arthur because he was forming a party with an NPC. Pencil Warrior just remembered that Sunraku traveled with a bunny. Meanwhile, Katsuo, who had just started playing, didn't know what the two of them were talking about. Pencil Warrior warned not to bring that NPC if it was considered a valuable character. In Shangri-La Frontier, NPCs that died wouldn't respawn.